Hey everyone out there, welcome to the Addicted Fishing Podcast, episode number 19. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit subscribe. We put out videos every single day on our YouTube channel. If you're not watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. Cameron, why you look so tired?
Because we've been fishing, man.
You have?
We have been fishing. We've been getting a few fish. It's starting to rain.
Yeah, that's
By
true.
the time you guys listen to this podcast, hopefully it's rained a couple inches.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
And we got a couple special guests in the house tonight. Who do we got with us tonight?
Hey, Jason Hambly with Procure.
Steve Lynch with Procure.
So Jason and Steve just joined us this evening in our broadcast studio. No, I'm just kidding. We did our live feed with Jason. We did some egg curing topics, but we've decided to drag him in here for a podcast to talk about some of the products, some of the egg curing, some of the stuff that they got going on with Procure. These two guys have been in the industry for what? Long time.
Since 97.
97, 86. So these guys have been in this a long time, and they make some quality products that I definitely use every day. Obviously, killer egg cures. They got some new scents out. They've got some really new products out right now. In fact, why don't you guys run over some of the new stuff that Procure, like I said, just came out with, or was it just a little bit ago, but now they're
We've been working on it for quite some time, but we just released. Well, Yakima Bait kind of put a plug out at the ICAST show and did a article in Fishing Tackle Retailer about it, and we've had people out testing it and all that. But now it's officially going to be starting to ship out to stores.
And what is it?
The new Rooster Tail blend.
Rooster Tail Spray.
Yep.
Rooster Tail Spray.
And so basically it's a water soluble spray designed to spray on like hackle or material or anything.
Hackle
like
of the Rooster Tails. And most of the scents, I'm not going to say all of them because there's some basic scents like garlic and shrimp that are kind of universal, but most of them are geared towards warm water species and trout, and a lot of trout scents and kokanee. So, but they work.
Yeah, I'm excited about them because, like we were talking before, like some of the things that really started popping in my head is using them for other things other than trout, like being able to use them for steelhead jigs or use them for things like that. And it's just I just like the idea of a quick spray, just a spray bottle. It just seems super convenient.
Sure, we've been testing them for just about 2 years. So we've had several times where we sprayed it. You know, I'm doing jig fish on the and I tell you what, they work. I mean, well, sorry, I don't know. I don't know your rules. I just say what we do. But I tell you what, it's just in line with our water soluble products. But we do a lot of custom blends for them. But the exciting thing is, this is the first time that somebody we private label for said, go sell it yourself, right? I mean, we're cutting them in on royalties, but normally Procure will make something, put somebody else's label on it, and then we're done. We have no input or way
you
of
just ship the
selling.
order that you guys make because you guys make plenty of quality stuff that companies desire for sure.
So as of Monday, we put it on our website that we're going to start pushing this. So any other company that we private label for, if they want us to sell their products, we'll gladly, sell theirs, because what we do for one, we'll do for all.
Sure. Quick question with this Rooster Tail scent. Do you guys have a night crawler, like a straight night crawler scent?
We have a garlic night crawler.
Garlic night crawler.
Yep.
Oh, you already know what I was thinking there. Mm-hmm. Make some pink worm scent. Make them smell like real night crawler, I guess, for steelhead.
Well, but on crazy, our trophy bass is in the water soluble. Smells, the night crawler is overpowering. So it smells like night crawler. So
we're going to be running around steelhead fishing with some trophy bass just to be different.
I feel like we should be doing some stuff like that to just randomly experiment.
That's the only way all this stuff gets freaking figured out and learned. And like you said, always being different than the other 20 guys running that bead in front of you and the 20
Well, there's been days just off the wall scents, hover fishing and stuff where you have a million boats around you. Something different like pollock or menhaden. Those two scents, there's been days when I've been out there and caught fish on those. You never know.
That is so weird.
No question, being different pays, especially with
absolutely,
how competitive some of the fisheries are being. This year has been kind of a tougher year. Everyone's had to fish kind of close to each other in some instances. Things closing down, putting a lot of pressure on there. You got to be different, no question. With you guys selling that scent, so you guys, I mean, you're not just selling that around here. Obviously, you're selling it online, but where do you sell that scent? Because you were mentioning that you sell a lot of products on the East Coast.
Yes, it's crazy, but we sell more products per month in the Southeast region than we do in the Northwest. Which
Southeast Florida, Alabama, Georgia,
Louisiana, Texas.
Louisiana.
Yep,
Oh, okay.
yep.
South saltwater stuff.
About 8 years ago, there's a lot of freshwater fish in there. But about 8 years ago, we started sponsoring television shows and magazines in the East Coast. And I tell you what, it's really paid off. Because especially if we were just strictly Northwest, man, I'd be laying guys off right now. You know, my buddies that are running companies here that are strictly in the Northwest and for the Northwest, they're hurting. You know, and unfortunately for them, but fortunately for us, we're up. We're not up where we want to be.
You know, but Steve, I don't necessarily see that as an issue in the fisheries. It gets blamed on the fisheries, but I think it's just a test to the marketing.
Well, yeah, because
the savviness that Procure has, where other companies I've watched, they don't do that same stuff. They kind of just sit by the wayside and they'll watch. You know, I've seen companies actually they drop marketing things that they're doing during, and you cannot do that. I've always been learned and been told in business that when you're down and when you're seeing a down is when you spend, is when you market, is when you stay ahead of the game, because then when it rebounds, you're the one that rebounds ahead of everyone.
You got to keep your name in front of them and create a demand.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is when fishing gets tough, guides and the average fisherman try more tricks, okay? Because when it's fast and furious, guys don't need scent. Although scent will get them off the water quicker. But you know, we're all lazy, and why make a mess out of your boat and your lures if you don't have to? But if you're struggling to get 3 to 5 takedowns a day or 1 to 3 you're going to try more tricks. You're going to be pulling things out of the tackle box and under the seat, making a phone call saying, hey, we're struggling. What are they doing? What are they using? And our sales are always up on tougher fishing years.
Well, not to mention too, outside of salmon and steelhead, like, you know, like this is a trout scent too, and I mean, like I said, as much as us salmon and steelhead guys want to think we're the biggest dudes in the Northwest, like really we're not. I mean, at the end of the day, there's 10 trout guys to one of us.
So
and you guys cater to that too.
Stuff, so what scents are guys buying down there?
A lot of shrimp, inshore saltwater, mullet, menhaden. Those are the main ones. The shrimp
well, you got crab, blue crab, ladyfish,
cheddar crab,
pinfish.
you name it. We have a bunch of them.
I caught a ladyfish once.
Pinfish.
So, yeah, we buy 17 baits from the Southeast region, flash freeze them, refrigerate truck them to St. Morgan, then process them, put them in 2-ounce bottles, ship them back, which is crazy. And same thing in the Midwest. You know, we're buying gizzard shad, alewives, you know, then they have a shad, and you know, if there's a need for it and a commercial fishery where we harvest that bait legally, we'll do it. So, I mean, where we started out years ago with 5 SKUs, I mean, now we're at 387 with all the different blends and whatnot between 2-ounce and 8-ounce. 387 SKUs.
Just like in the Great Lakes now, there's a big influx in these fish called gobies, and there's just piles of them, and we can't find them. Nobody commercially harvests them because they're more of a junk fish, and so it's hard to come by fish like that because we'd love to make a cent out of it, but we just can't find it. So,
and obviously the local fish are feeding on those, and so people are kind of switching gears to the gobies. Huh? Would you be like
alewives? The population's really shrinking, and then the gobies are really exploding. Yeah. So that's things like that always change.
Yeah, that's weird.
But somebody will do it. They'll get hard up. And the word will get out, and then I'll get a call from a commercial guy saying, hey, on that for a day or 2 days, I want this much. And it'll work out, right? I mean,
Procure goby scent. It's gonna be bad.
Is that what you do? You try to go find yourself a commercial goby
That's part of my job. Well, not just goby, but I reach out to the different commercial fish buyers and say, these are the baits I need. Can you help me? And they say, well, I can do this and this. But contact John. He can do, and it's just, they just network it and help themselves. And provided the states don't have a bait ban to where you can't harvest fish from that region, which they do from time to time, from county to county or state to state, then it makes, you know, if it's open and legally, we'll go do it.
So here's a question then. So obviously you guys are shipping all these fish from back east and from the southeast and stuff. You guys must be one of the only, I would assume, bait companies in the country that are using natural bait, because why would they, go to the Northwest? You guys are.
We are the only, to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. We are the only company using 100% real bait. There are some out there saying made with bait.
Yeah.
And that's true, 3 to 5%. But once you get over about 7%, if you don't have it stabilized right, the pH builds, it builds gas, it will swell up, and in 6 months, it'll blow the cap off and shoot 20
It'll
feet
rot and get disgusting.
Well, no, it just blows up like a bomb and stinks the store out, right? I mean, it just swells up and goes. So, fortunate for us, we don't have a lot of competition on real baits, but
that's because you guys got it figured out, and it's a tough gig. And instead of doing all these synthetics, and like I said, that was kind of a jaded question because I've been to your guys' manufacturing facility, and yeah, there's just flats and pallets with boxes full of shads and sardines and all sorts of stuff.
We have a couple of places we have off-site freezers too. That there's just
that was just what you guys
were.
were throwing in the blenders when I was there, or the mixers. Or
but our biggest enemy is the health food industry because fish oils, the omega-3s, the krills, they're healthy. So where before I could go buy this stuff that the guy really had no market to sell it, the price has tripled because he's selling it to the vitamin
CoQ10
company.
krill pills and stuff.
I mean,
Wow.
It's crazy. But even anchovy oil, herring oil, because those are going in the fish oil pills because they say they're healthy. But between you and I don't want to get sued over this, but by the time they filter them down so much to where they don't stink, they're really not healthy, in my personal opinion. I got to put that out there. But
No, I'll take that.
if they did the true natural fish oils, absolutely all day long be healthy. But they're filtered down so much to where they don't stink, to where they're not repulsive. I think they're taking all the nutrients out of it by screening it and filtering it too many times.
Makes sense.
But that's who I'm competing against is big vitamin companies.
That's crazy to think that that'd be your biggest, like, you know what I mean? Just here we are, fish scent. I put it on my jig and I throw it out there and it's like, yo, wait, you know, I'll just say it, the vegans down in Connecticut or something want it too, or or not the vegans, I guess, but you know what I'm saying.
But now they're coming up to me saying, if you want this, you got to buy a rail car of it. Where before I could buy, 800 gallons, whatever. They're saying, nope, it's pre-sold, but we'll not filter it, screen it, and sell it to you, but you got to buy X amount. It's like, holy crud.
A rail car of krill or
well,
sardine or anchovy.
Certain SKUs, that's where I'm forced.
Now, what about so this year, off the Columbia, there was an anchovy kind of shortage, I guess. I mean, they couldn't get live bait around here. I mean, you just have to move around. And do you ever find a time that you just can't make a scent? Like
knock on wood, that hasn't happened because
you're good
there's
enough
a
at sourcing
shortage
it.
in Oregon. There's an abundance in Canada. I mean, they dive bombed one beach or another.
Sure.
So it's great when it's close to home because it's less expensive to buy it here with shipping. But usually those same baits show up at a different river. And that's just keeping the feelers open, right? And contacts of people. Here's the baits I need. If you get them, let me know. So far, knock on wood, the only thing that we struggle with is salmon eggs because they're eating them.
Oh, God.
And the price for food grade roe is about $13 a pound and up. Well, we used to buy it for $1.10 a pound, and then of course have to flash freeze it and then pay shipping and I understand why would they sell it to me for $1 a pound when they can get 13 or more.
Oh, right, yeah.
So the scraps they want to give you are just horrible. They're not, we cure and crush them just for our crab and shrimp attractant, but as far as quality for fishing, so that's where relationships come in hand. When you take the guy to lunch and fish with them and he says, okay, I'll give you 5,000 pounds, right? I'll give you, and just try to work those deals.
Yeah. Interesting.
So unfortunately, I have to go to Alaska 3 to 5 times a year to work those contracts out.
Oh, you poor man. Oh.
And go spend money on them.
And I'm sure there's some product testing that always needs to be a quality control.
And lots of eating meetings.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of videos of you and some big lingcod and salmon and how they're up there. Plenty of them.
Research and development.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I see Jason does a lot of research and development nowadays too.
Yeah. Plenty of that.
Well, I feel that if you have a happy employee, they'll put out more. So on Fridays, unless there's a pressing issue, they get to fish. Jason gets to fish on Fridays.
Hey, Jeff, if you're listening to this podcast, you hear that, dude? I need to be fishing on Fridays.
So, and my office is shut down early. And I feel if they're not in the office, they can't harass me. But no, my son and Jason get to go fish provided there's fish here close by. Ideally, I like them fishing a buyer or somebody in the industry. But at least 3 Fridays a month, they're out fishing. During show season,
good
that
fishermen
changes.
testing your product anyway, so it only makes sense. Which, with that in mind, this scent that you YouTube people are watching, probably Cameron hold right now. Talk about this Fuse scent a little bit. What's this new?
So this is a newer
jazz that
egg
you guys
cure
got on the
product,
market?
right?
Yeah, I'll let Jason do that one.
It's Fuse Egg Cure. Basically, it's one that last few years I've fished quite a bit and had some great success with it. And what we decided to do was just kind of let it go public and just got it made up. And nice thing about it is it's it's a lot cleaner egg cure, so it's not messing your boat up and your hands up. And it's got a lot of sulfites in it, so it's real hot cure. But it's also it's got some sugar in it too, so it works really well down at the coast and upriver. So it's just a good all around scent or all around egg cure. So I've had great luck with it. And
You've been using it, Cam?
Yeah,
haven't you?
I mean, I've been using it a ton, and especially on fish, like in the situations where I fish, where it's a little bit away from the coast, warmer water. I'll say fish that are they're definitely more. They're not moving. They're staged, kind of waiting.
which
to
are always the
spawn.
toughest ones to get to bite.
Exactly, and I tell you
Yeah.
what, like I hate to say it, but the Fuse cure has been just outdoing my home cure absolutely on my home river, and it's been doing great. And I mean, a couple things I want to ask though real fast is because you said it's a hotter cure. There's a lot of sulfites in it.
Yeah.
So like I said, for me, generally your hotter cures are a little better for
Inshore
fish, fish that have moved in off the estuaries, off the smaller coastal rivers, or at least that aren't, they can still be fresh. Like, I mean, I've caught sea lice kings in my river on this cure. But
Yeah.
I've also caught, ones that have been hanging out for a little bit.
Tires, yeah.
So,
yeah.
You want to talk about if this is your hot cure, if Fuse Egg Cure is your hotter cure in the Pro Cure lineup, what would be like?
I wouldn't even say it's our hottest. I think our Wizard is probably our hottest, but this is pretty darn close. But the Wizard's got different chemicals, so I guess you can't really compare the two. Okay. It's
sorry for cutting you off. This is our hottest cure because of the amount of the sulfite, but there's a couple of ingredients in here that are not in any other cure on the market anywhere that we're aware of. And one of the ingredients neutralizes the sulfite so it doesn't cook or burn the eggs. So that's everybody's fear. So, well, if there's that much, it'll shrivel them up.
That's
Not
probably the best
case. way
to explain it. Yeah.
And I want to be clear. This does not meet Oregon guidelines. Okay? This does not. But it doesn't mean we can't sell. We just identify it that it does not. Because we agreed to do that a few years back, whether it does or does not. This is our only product we produce that does not meet Oregon guidelines.
And what are those Oregon guidelines?
So basically, according to ODFW, if you per kilo of cured eggs, you cannot have more than 16 grams. Well, nobody knows what that means. But basically, if a 16-ounce bottle of cures less than 20 pounds of eggs, 26 pounds of eggs, you need to label it not.
Why?
Just because they did a study a few years back, and they found that sulfites harmed smolt. But then they were almost sued by the sulfite companies who did legitimate federal studies that stated, no, wait a minute, no harm was done on legitimate federal studies. So they were...
So who did the original? So the state, how did the state do their studies, or did the state do the studies?
They were involved with it with OHSU, and they were force feeding them eggs, right? So the fish the smolts didn't naturally eat them. They were injected them through the gills, the bellies, or just crammed down the gullet. Well, if I took 72 cheeseburgers and crammed on you 3 days in a row, you probably died too. But I don't want to be negative to the state. I don't want to get audited by the state or arrested or whatever. But they probably meant well. But once they read the federal study and an independent auditor reviewed the states and said, no, they got the findings they wanted, but it's completely inaccurate. And then the true study was involved, showing no harm was done because your water treatment plants use sulfite to remove the chlorine and fluoride out of the treatment water.
And last I checked, chlorine and fluoride
Well, the
mess
chlorine,
fish up pretty good.
Well, the chlorine will kill 'em.
The chlorine, yeah.
Yeah, so like at Oregon City, the amount of sulfite going in there on a daily basis is 10 million times, I don't know the exact number, more than any cure, right? So
these fish are exposed to higher, would you say they're exposed to higher
all
doses?
day long.
Okay.
All day long. But
So there's really no, so you could, but you, if I wanted to make a cure and I wanted to put it out there and had it be 100 or 99.9% sulfite and a drop of dye, I could sell it as an egg cure
You can.
and not have any issues.
no issues. You just have to agree to label it not Oregon guidelines. Does not meet Oregon guidelines.
What about the state of Washington think of this?
State of Washington is that said do what you want to do.
They went
So
by the-
I've done some meetings in Washington. I go to Alaska. I've done some of theirs stating the downfalls of the Oregon meetings and then the 3.5 years of studies, and then everybody walks away from it. But it started with the commercial fisheries. They were trying to do a bait ban on our rivers, saying bait is hurting our fish because they want to know bait. And then once the commercial's $25,000 grant ran out, the fly guys started funding it and running with it. But what they want to do is
Don't
do a
get me
bait
started
ban.
on that.
Well, I just did. But they were trying to do basically a bait ban in Oregon on all of our rivers, creeks, and streams, saying salmon eggs are bad, you're killing our fish. Well, completely untrue. They did
Where
a study
does it
in the
stop
study.
after that? I mean, salmon eggs bad. Someone would say an artificial pink worm's bad.
Yeah. So,
Spinner's bad. A hook's bad.
and all I did was contacted the sulfite manufacturer, say this is what's going on in Oregon, and then they came up, but they had legitimate studies,
Yeah.
because they have real money, and it was just all the information was completely false and misleading. So
That's wild.
yes,
And all this to just deliver you guys a really good egg cure.
Correct.
So you can go catch a salmon.
well, we allowed them
Crazy.
into our facility, looking at our formulas,
Yeah.
and ProCare products had no mortality rate on the fish, provided they ate it naturally.
yeah.
But once they got through eating and went away, and then things are crammed into them, well, then duh.
Well,
you
eating
have
it
to
naturally,
stop.
like, so if I have a smolt strip of bait in a little run,
Yeah.
is he dead?
No,
He's not.
no.
They'll consider that. So
That's a
that dose of
naturally-
eggs, he's fine.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But
Depends
yeah,
where you
yeah.
hook them.
Well, I didn't say anything about hooking. I just said, hey, if a smolt, or if okay, how about this? You take that bait that everybody the skein, you
Yeah.
discard it off your hook. You didn't just send 5 smolts to the
No.
Henry Jones
Because
locker, right?
If
Or
they're
Davy
not,
Jones's
if they don't
locker.
want it, they're not going to eat it, and it just will naturally dissolve. But what ODFW has asked you to do, instead of throwing
Yeah.
your bait in the river, put it in your pouch or set it next to you, and at the end of the day, pick them up and collect them out of there.
Yeah, that's gonna.
Well,
happen.
that sounds great.
I have never heard that.
No, but that's
15 years of guiding, I've never even heard that.
well.
That's
Look at their
nuts.
site. That's what they're asking you to do. Nobody does it. But ideally, though, no fish that
God, we
actively
have some
ate
weird
this
people.
died.
Well, and what's funny, it's like, you look at like what I'll just go
3
right
years
back
of
to
meetings
the fly
I did with
fishing
that.
guys coming back in there and, this is another good little way
Yeah,
so we can get tugs on the river and we don't have to deal with that bait guy drifting
3
bobbers.
years of meetings going to ODFW at 3 to
Could you just see
hours
like
of
a
whack.
black freaking
Just-
market for egg cures getting smuggled into Oregon?
Yeah. But here's the deal: we commercially couldn't make it, but all the ingredients are sold at Bob's, Fisherman, Sport Co, wherever.
Or in Washington.
You are legal to go get them, mix them yourself, and use them. So it wasn't banning it; it was just hurting the manufacturers.
No, it's just some special interest groups got
Absolutely,
in there and
absolutely.
wanted to.
But I mean, so I'm all for things that make sense and that are done right. But this was completely in left field and just goofy. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like,
I'm surprised I didn't swear one time.
Good job, Steve.
Yeah.
So
All that.
Now
just 'cause
question.
All that because we just wanted to
So
learn about
how?
the fuse cure.
So you talked about like a $25,000 grant. How much money, after these special interest groups approached ODF&W, how much money do you think ODF&W spent on the study and the litigation
Oh,
with this?
tons.
I mean,
tons.
what are we talking here?
I have
Hundreds
no
of
idea.
thousands of
I
dollars?
have no idea, nor will they release that information.
Oh,
they just
yeah.
won't.
No, yeah. I'm just curious because to me that's like, that's $100,000. They could have been actually like, doing something
Well,
with.
now wait a minute.
Like,
I can tell you, one of the studies was done in an aquarium with water running in, water running out, about yay big. So
So the fish were like on a treadmill while
no,
getting
I
pumped
mean-
with the 72 cheeseburgers.
when we paid, thanks to NSIA, they set us up with a biologist, microbiologist, chemist, not related to this whatsoever, right? Looked at it and said they got the answers, the results they wanted. They kept at it till they got it. But he had nothing to do with us or anyone. He just looked at it and said,
They just waited for
Yeah.
that one smolt to croak, and then that was it. That was
Yeah,
the red
it was-
flag.
it was
oh,
just-
boy.
pathetic. But sorry, we went way off the wrong side. But, but
No,
that was
no,
about
that's-
5 years ago. And ever since the people go, I like your old formula better. Well, our formulas didn't have to change because that's where we drew the line in the sand. So wait a minute. Y'all know these studies are invalid and wrong. Don't make us rewrite everything. We refuse. And we'll fight you until... So they came up, but they had a full page in the Sunday Oregonian, making it look like, we won. Everybody agrees to do this. Well, basically, all we agreed to do is put a sticker on the bottle.
And it didn't change one
Not
egg
one
cent
thing.
in the Northwest
Absolutely.
period at all.
Absolutely not one.
Oh, thank you, ODF and W.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Good
Good
work.
job, guys. Yeah. That's crazy. That's cool. I mean, well, thank you, Steve, for keeping the good quality egg cures that we've all used to catch fish on. I guess I don't know what to say.
But since those meetings, though, it did do one good thing. I had to go spend 10 days in Canada traveling to do some of their meetings. I was lost for 5 days fishing before I got to the meeting. So, and staying in Alaska. So since I
always
was
looking for a
named
way.
on this, I've got to go do.
Well, you got
voice
to
my opinion.
decompress from dealing with that bullshit.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
There you go. What other crazy thing? Like, I mean, you've got to have some other.
Well,
Like, just, I mean,
I don't know. You already got my blood pressure rolling. What more do you want? Yeah.
We should make him tell this addicted scent story.
Yeah. No, I'm
We
not
are-
let that sleeping dog lie because things are mending. I'm not gonna.
That's why we've never put the video out of you telling it, because the video is epic.
oh,
You know,
now great. Here comes 15 emails. What is the damn story?
Well, then sell it. I sell that video. Then I don't care. But I'm on the same committee with NSIA with the buyer fishermen. So we are sitting this close. But it's all good. I mean, it was before his time.
Yeah, it's
But-
different.
but bottom
different
line,
different day.
Long story short, we did the right thing. We made an agreement to do something for one customer. Somebody tried to bully our way in, and we couldn't do it just because, even though it may have hurt us financially, we agreed to somebody else to do something just for them. And then down the road, things changed. But
Down the road, we blew that whole thing up, and
Yeah.
pretty much
But for the time
it was
being,
better for everybody.
I mean,
yeah.
moral of the story is, say all you want, just do what you say.
Do what you say.
Right?
Yep. And we thank you guys for that too. Yep. Fun times in the scent world,
Oh yeah.
I guess.
So what other you guys have any new scents coming out?
We're working on a few. This last year, we came out with a spice, which is the rock salt brines, right? We have a natural and a blue. And I think you could go as far as saying ProCure is 100% green, because our crab and shrimp attractant that we came up with like 8 years ago was all of our waste products re-cured. So we virtually throw nothing away other than the guts. So, if roe wasn't good enough to cure, right, we would cure and crush it and grind up and put in the crab attractant. If oils would come in and they weren't to our satisfaction quality-wise, we put it in that. So instead of calling those guys and sending them back and ruining relationships, we may have negotiated at a better price, but we just blend it all together and sell it for crabbing. Well, the spice, our rock salts, when we're preserving and drying our baits, we used to throw it away. So now we're capturing all that because it's already scented. We put a little tuna on it and then sell that one wave natural, and the other we put a little bait bright and sell one with a shining agent. So we virtually throw nothing away at ProCure.
That's awesome.
And kind of we're selling our garbage, but
yeah, but it's all
really not
natural.
garbage.
Yeah, I say it's all natural.
It's
Like
salts.
you guys aren't doing anything crazy, weird, synthetic. Yeah, I mean it's salts and fish scent oil.
Particulates.
Yeah. I mean it's
And it's neat stuff. So it is not a brine, but it's to customize. See, here's the key. Everybody wants to be different than the guy next to him. So if they take a spoonful out of this and put it in their brine tub, it customizes their brine. And it's just a neat way to go.
Yeah.
Right? And here again, it just saves us on throwing 1,200 pounds a week away of salts. So
I was using it. That's all I used this year during spring and fall season. I was using that bait spice. So it worked good for me.
We had more guys praising it. If we'd have sold the scented rock salt before then, maybe we wouldn't have noticed, but we didn't. We just sell the plain rock salt in a 2-pound or 4-pound container. But this being scented, and you see pieces of bait on it, whether it's crawfish and pinchers or shad.
You see the oil sheen on it too. I've
Yeah,
used it a few times.
Yeah.
It just, here again, people know scent is good, right? I mean, it just helps.
In live feed, if people like, it's crazy because I'll still see people like on some of the other live feeds, they'll like poo-poo freaking scent. They'll be like, oh, scent doesn't matter. And it's like, you talk to fish smell parts per million.
Yeah.
That's more than a dog. Like, isn't a dog like 1 part per 17,000 and a fish is like a...
But if you put that guy side by side with you on a day fishing, same rod, same reel, same lure, and within an hour, I'm not... you should be catching 3 to 1 to him.
And every day's different. There's some days when scent might not be happening. But there's a lot of days where it makes all the difference.
Well, yeah, and I always just go to the example. It's like, well, egg cures. If you say scent doesn't matter, then theoretically all egg cures are the same. And everybody who's salmon fished more than a day in their life, and I'm just assuming that those guys probably only fished a day in their life, have been to that spot where they've seen that one boat or that one guy with the one just amazing eggs that day, just clean house on the other 20 guys sitting there. And like I said,
I watched that happen so many times this year during spring
if
season.
you don't have the right freaking egg, didn't you?
But the next day it may change.
When I'm down there twitching.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like,
guy. There was 3 or 4 times I'd be down there twitching. Yeah, bleep that out, Nick.
Dang it.
And there's this old guy that would always show up, and I swear to God, he'd roll up with his eggs, go right in between the pack, 2 casts, 2 fish, and freaking leave. Boom. And I watched him do it 4 times, I think, 4 times in a row.
I got calls with Jason and my son were out a while back, and they did very well. And people were, it's like, well, they're having a great day, right? I mean, and I think they shared at the end of the day, maybe, but during the moment, who would say, "Here's my bait" until they're done fishing? I mean, that's, they're nice, not stupid, right?
It's crazy, and I've been in many situations too where. Many situations, like especially like just go back to egg fishing since we're talking egg cure, where I went out one day on a trip because I was catching fish so consistently, like for the 3 days prior, that I show up the next morning with a new group of dudes, fished halfway through the day and never caught a fish on that same egg cure and that same scent that I was using, and I watched 40 fish get caught around me and I never had a bite. And at lunch, I made my deckhand drive back to my freezer, grabbed 3 other scents, come out, and sure enough, found one and just lit the world on fire.
Well, that happened this year. Like the last day we were up there at the mouth of every day we're doing really good, really good, really good. We get to that last day and that they wouldn't touch my bait. They wouldn't touch that egg cure. They wouldn't touch the fuse at all.
And we too left the other stuff at the house.
I was so confident in it. That's the only egg cure I had, and it never happens. But
that's
it
why
happened that day.
3 different tubs, right? If you got 3 different types of cures, that should never happen to you. But
there was a group of guys there that I think all run similar cures, and they were hosing them.
Yeah, and that hurts. Being 12 feet from that boat.
No, for sure.
Especially in those hover fishing moments when the rod tips are right next to the other rod tips, and those guys are...
Especially when you have been pounding it for 4 days in a row, and then you go up. I mean, yeah.
And you got your most important customers of the week.
Yeah. That hurts.
So did you ever...
No, we ended up fishing half a day, but here again, don't just go the one cure.
Yeah.
Right? And we know that, but... We too said, "Oh, this has been hot. Boom!
I got it dialed. Figured out.
Don't need it. This is it." Yes, sir.
It's amazing, but scent doesn't matter. So remember,
no, it doesn't.
Don't matter. No, not at all.
Yeah, just you're also one that says, "Do you think color matters?"
I will say that scent matters a lot more before color. Like as far as that list of variables of what matters, scent is way up there. Way up there. Obviously, fish being there, location, presentation, scent.
Do you want to know where I think color makes the biggest difference? Is steelhead.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah,
big time.
Yeah, because I mean
Steelhead is color and
I mean,
presentation.
we want to talk steelhead colors all the time. I mean, that's why my ugly jig just dominates marlin every time it steps out because it freaking.
You're right. Color doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right, marlin.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep, got it. Yeah. No, I'd say that. Yeah. I mean, everyone's got 55 billion color beads on them now.
That's
Everyone's a bead shop.
Well, you ought to see the kokanee guys. Well, they'll have 300 rigs. This has got 3 orange, 1 green. I mean, man. And I went up like 5 tied up. I felt like a moron. I was doing for Kokanee Power, doing some seminars, and went and fished the Derby, their tournament. But God bless them, they're buying tackle, right?
Exactly.
That's why I don't want to say what I'm about to say, but
yeah. But here again, you should have confidence in your bait or with the product you're using.
Sure.
And if that's what it takes to get you confidence, then go do it.
So how long has ProCure been in business?
Started in 1984 with egg cures, and then in 89 started a couple of cents.
89. What was your first?
84.
What was your first egg cure and what was your first scent?
ProCure Red Hot Double Stuff and the Natural. Those are the 2. Fisherman's Marine Supply was his first commercial account. They bought 1 case of each. Before he was doing 1 bottle at a time, mail order. In his basement. Then he moved to the garage.
And he ran his first ad in STS, and he said as soon as he ran that ad in STS, he said the next week he came in, he had a whole stack of orders on his desk.
Yeah. Well, he forgot about it, went hunting, and came back a week later, and his P.O. box was full. But a bottle of this, I mean, it's like, wow.
That's crazy.
Fishermen love the next new thing at that time. Yeah.
I mean, just stable. Other than 321s or borax, there was not that was the first commercial cure on the market for truly dyeing and preserving eggs. And
a lot
like
of people
I said,
don't want to screw with dealing with all of it and making it and getting the right measurements.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot to it. Yeah,
that's why I love your guys' liquid stuff because I just go.
I tell you what, it's the same
Dude, it's
formula.
just the fact. Most fishermen, Cameron says it all the time, 99%, not 99, but probably 80% of fishermen are lazy.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm right in there with it. Like, I'm
but
just a lazy.
It's good.
I mean, I'll bust my ass if I need to, if I know that's what I have to do to catch fish.
If he's ask him that when he's running to the next hole to get ready to steelhead fishing.
Yes.
But
basically when I'm steelhead fishing.
What he's getting at is he's lazy in preparation.
Yeah, in preparation, exactly.
That 20% is him running down the bank.
But that liquid egg cure is a ProCure Red Hot Double Stuff liquefied. Yeah. So that's the exact same product what we started with. And I tell you what, it's just idiot proof.
It
right?
makes
really
awesome looking eggs.
It makes awesome eggs and makes effective eggs.
You know, because you can do other brines where you customize it. You boil the water, you cool it down, you put them in. If you do it wrong, you pop and blow up the eggs. You don't need that. Just put it in distilled water or well water, right?
Yeah.
Put this in, do it, turn it twice or once, and put them in a column. I mean, yeah, you put it in, you're fishing the next day.
So what else do you guys have up and coming? We're getting kind of towards the tail end of the old podcast here. You only got any more cool stories about the state or anything like that, or anything?
No.
That I'd love to hear about.
We love the state. We
Yes.
we don't want to be audited or any of that crud. God bless the state. Yeah, go bug the tire guys. Leave the fishing guys alone. But know what I'm working on right now? I'm on the banquet committee for NSIA, and that's the Northwest Sports Fishing Association. And what they're doing is they're out fighting for our rights. And maybe they're not doing what everybody would like them to do, but I mean, it's a tough battle. And so I think in the long run, they're doing us some good.
And they represent a lot of the industry stuff. So I've been and done these banquets. I donate usually a guided trip to them every year. And it seems like you go to the banquets and it's like, there'll be like larger companies there. I mean, and some of the industry, a lot of guides will be like, Buzz Ramsey, Yakima Bait will be there. ProCure's got a couple tables there.
Yeah. And so the cool thing with this year, this is the first year they're allowing us to go out non-industry. So, other than guides, I mean, doctors, dentists, fishermen, used car salesmen, whomever are welcome to come. Unfortunately, our space is limited. So I've got about 7 more tables that we can sell. And so, you guys to a table about 56 guys.
So how much does a table cost, or can people buy individual seats, or
They
how does it work?
can, you bet. So they can do seats, couples, and so they'll usually have mixed tables. So you can buy a table for $600, and I think it's $65 or no, excuse me, $75 a single person, I believe.
Well, if you guys want to know, if you guys are listening to this podcast or you're watching on YouTube, just go to nsia.org, nsia.org. All the information is on there if you guys want to attend this banquet. But it sounds like a fun time.
It is, and the cool thing is there's a lot of guided trips. Well, a lot of us in the industry can go fish all day long with guides, so they usually go for very little money. You get a guy non-industry that doesn't have those opportunities, and you have some big-name guides up there with fishing 2 or 4 for the day, going for a couple $100. That's
Some of them go for quite a bit. It just depends.
But some do.
It depends on the trip.
Yeah.
Depends on who
But I mean,
who it's
mainly
with.
it's a fun night. So there's games.
Well, like the
there's-
last banquet I went to was a CCA banquet, because I've gone to a few of these. I've never actually been to an NSIA one, so I'm excited to go to one. But the CCA, I won a Green Mountain Grill. I bought like 2 raffle tickets and won a freaking Green Mountain Grill. So
Wow.
there's tons of
4.
prizes and stuff there that you can win at these things. And there's always just tons of people to talk to and about fishing. A lot of like-minded
Everybody shares
individuals.
everybody
we got
shares
we got
common
one
interest.
game, the wheelbarrow full of booze. You can buy a $20 ticket or 5 of them, but they pull your ticket. You get this huge wheelbarrow. Well, this year, I'm sorry, it's a cooler on wheels full of alcohol.
It's like 30. I've seen it's like 30 bottles.
But
It's
another
not-
one's
it's
a
liquor
quick
cabinet.
pick to where you can spend $20 by one ticket, but they call your number, which we won last year. You can take any prize on the live auction. So I came out with a brand new 9.9 motor for $20 last year. So
Wow,
That's
that's insane.
sick.
maybe I should have given it back for them to re-auction, but I needed a motor, so I gladly
You sell.
took it.
You do the. You're on the committee and you do the tables. You work
Yeah,
enough for
yeah,
them.
I took the motor.
I took the
But
motor.
it's just a fun night, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of guys in the industry there.
And these guys, and going back to your story, like these guys helped you with the whole like biologist
Yep.
or the consultant
Yes, they did.
for the
They-
sulfite battles.
They helped find the guys, and so they were on our side, right? I mean, so, and basically it's just a fun night out, right? My wife gets to go, and
If you guys are curious,
Spend
too, the
some
people
money.
out there listening on their website as well, because I've been on it multiple times, there's a lot of information on there that talks about what they do and how they've helped the fisheries.
And
what
these guys
they've
are
done
on the
for us in
compact
past.
calls every time,
Oh, yeah,
representing
they're-
the sport fishing industry and the
They're
open
doing
season,
what
the
all of us anglers
opportunity.
don't want to freaking do. So we need to support them, because at the end of the day, we're not the ones that are going to wake up and go to these freaking meetings and fight for us. They're the ones that are doing it. So the more we can support them, the better. So come hang out at this banquet and eat some dinner with us.
December 1st, I think.
yep, 4:30 starts. I think cocktails at 4:30 to 6, and then so just social
At the
hour
Sheraton
and-
in Portland, right?
Sheraton,
Yep.
at the Portland Airport.
Portland Airport.
But it's just a fun night, right? I mean, everybody's obtainable. You can go up and grab Buzz. Cameron's going to be emceeing it, so he's going to be kind of
If you want to watch
directing
me
it.
make an ass out of myself up there, that'll be perfect.
Yeah, but it's
Go
a
and
fun.
show up.
Like I said,
It'll be
it's a
fun.
fun time.
No, it'll
You
be a
ma-
good time.
You know, you always leave laughing and just in a happy mood, just saying, you know what, it was a great year. So
Well, with that being said, I think we're going to wrap this podcast up. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Where can they find more information? What's your guys' website?
It's www.pro-cure.com.
So www.pro-cure.com if you guys want to learn more about ProCure, or we'll just go buy some stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
include the dash, or else you go to like some like
Hyphen.
health food
Yeah.
or something like I've done that
Amazing.
before.
Or just go to Google and type in ProCure bait sense, because then it'll just
There you
pop
go.
right up. It's a
Google
lot
everything.
easier that way.
yeah.
A lot
Or,
easier that
or
way.
call 1-800-PROCURE and ask for a net. No, just
Oh,
kidding.
geez.
We sold-
Do
last-
not.
Yeah, last time we did that, I got
Tell
in
her
trouble.
that Steve said that you're going to get a free bottle of scent.
Yeah, that will never happen. But, yeah. Thank you.
How many people out there are going to be thinking about doing that right now?
Oh, jeez. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys tap the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Leave us a review on iTunes, please. It would be much appreciated. And we'll catch you next time. See you on the river.
See you guys. Thanks, Steve and Jason.
Thanks for
Glad
having
to
us.
be here. Thank you.
Later.